Oh.
Shut up, y'all are stupid. Stop looking at me. Turn around.
Did we lose KV?
My God,
I didn't know it was
bailiffs are
supposed to
dead.
be them. Okay.
The bailiffs are dead.
Well, remember, the bailiffs are dogs.
the bailiffs were caught up in the whole scene are crying right now. That's why.
So beautiful, man.
Come here, bro. I need a hug right now.
I know I do too.
You tell me where I gotta press.
I press here. Look at Ringo staring so intently at him.
He's freaking blushing too.
Ringo over there like, I love you.
I love you, man.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Case 5 of the Great Ace Attorney. We had...
Welcome back to the audacity of this man.
Yes. He has given us a new statement, which is where we left off, and now we're going to probably press it because you're full of BS, dude. Oh
He
my
also
god,
gave us
my
a top
controller
hat.
is vibrating! Oh,
But why is your controller vibrating?
because it's plugged into the PC!
Okay.
Because I use
Okay.
it to play Monster Hunter Stories, so...
Oh.
Like, hold it to the controller just slides off the
Yeah,
desk.
it went insane over there. I was like, holy shit, that scared me. Never had anything to do with it.
Ryunosuke just aggressively just slapped the controller right off your desk.
You forget that I was there, Mr. Graydon, on the very afternoon of the incident. Bro, we have a photo.
Obviously, I am not a complete stranger to the pawnbrokers. I'm currently on the lookout for an armchair to furnish my study.
What?
Huh? No, you were there to redeem an article.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hello?
I do.
Hello?
Yeah, Gregson, that would be nice if you fucking spoke up.
Do you have something to add, Inspector?
Come again, Sunshine.
You were there too, in fact, weren't you, Inspector? That afternoon.
You were a victim of the Crash Bandicoot spin attack.
But yes, I do remember the whoa, meeting yourself in the pawnbroker that afternoon as well. You, your young Japanese assistant, and the accused were all present, as I recall.
And at that time, this witness, Mr. Graydon, was trying to acquire a particular article.
Well now.
Oh, now you're gonna be tight-lipped, Gregson?
I'm afraid I don't remember too clearly.
What? But you must.
Must he?
I'm not going to lie and pretend I remember something and I don't.
But you're already lying right now. What's going on here?
Gracie showed us a picture before, didn't he? You know, from the cameras that Hurley installed in the Windy Banks.
Yes, of course.
Indeed, and the gentleman pictured bears a striking resemblance to the witness, I must say.
Exactly, which proves that Mr. Graydon was in the shop on the afternoon in question.
At no point have I denied that fact. I merely entered the shop to peruse the articles on sale and have a word with the broker. Nothing more.
Sir,
What is happening right now?
this makes no sense. I understand why Mr. Graydon might be trying to cover his tracks. But why would Gregson be trying to avoid giving testimony about what happened? Okay, so if he's not gonna listen, do we just present the disc because we know what he wanted? That's all he's going to say on the matter, is it?
What do you think, Reno?
I think he has no intention of telling us anything. He's well aware that the less he says, the less chance he has of giving himself away.
Huh. The complete opposite of Hurley, then. He seems to think that the more he says, the better.
Well, at least I managed to prize a little more information from this witness's lips. All thanks to the Skokin brothers.
Yes, they were the key to it after all.
So he says he had nothing to do with Windybanks. Well, we know that's not true.
Perhaps now would be a good time to have a proper look through the court record.
Good idea. You never know what tiny scrap of information could become a valuable weapon. Well, I don't think we have to look at it at the moment because I'm pretty sure we just need to present the disc because Gregson doesn't want to admit it. Okay. Will you look at this, sir? Have you ever seen this
Please look.
disc before, Mr. Graydon?
Please look at my badge.
Why? Is it supposed to mean something?
Careful, Lewis. At one point, I may actually present the badge. This disc was, until the day of his murder, in pawn in Mr. Windybank's shop. It was
Well, that's weird to say.
Yeah, it was. I had to pause there. It was redeemed by the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, that afternoon. However, somebody mysteriously appeared to try to take it from her. And that somebody was you, of course. Wasn't it, Mr. Graydon?
As I have reiterated numerous times now, you are mistaken. That was not me.
Cool, show me your hand.
No. I've never seen that disc before in my life.
I mean, even if he did show his hand, he'd be like, I've got this cut somewhere else and you can't prove I got it on that disc.
I can show you my middle finger, though.
No, let's not do that. That's just a bit tad rude.
It
Show him your
may,
middle finger.
it may have escaped
Do it!
your...
Do it! Do it! Do it!
Let's not gold the person to show his middle finger, thank you.
Show him the bird! Show him the bird! Show him the bird!
Order, shut up. Let's hear Mr.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine, fine.
Anyway, it may have escaped your notice, but there is a small smear of blood on the disc.
Yes, resulting from an abrasion to the of the thumb, perhaps.
That's right. The surface of the disc is covered in hundreds of tiny metal bumps. In the skirmish to acquire the disc, the thumb of the person who tried to take it suffered minor lacerations. So, while the disc bears the remnants of that skirmish in the form of this smear of blood, the thumb of the person in question must bear the remnants also, in the form of a scratch.
Gracious, indeed it must.
Mr. Graydon, you refused to allow a court officer to examine your arm before. Are you now going to refuse to allow us to examine your thumb? Because I have no doubt that it bears a small scratch consistent with the smear of blood on this disc.
Well, well. It would seem I underestimated you.
Oh, you're actually not going to deny it. Okay.
What is the meaning of this?
I don't know. I feel like he has so many ways to, just bluff it out. So you admit it now. You admit you have a scratch on your thumb from when you attempted to take the disc from the defendant. Rubble, 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 rubble.
Mr. Naruhodo, this man wears gloves. Order! Well, Mr. Graydon.
Well, I guess the question is, did Capcom model a hand?
They modeled a hand with a glove on it.
No, did they model a hand without a glove on it?
Well, I mean, he was wearing gloves that day, so there would also be a stain on the glove. Well, he probably switched it out. Yeah, there should be a stain on his glove.
It would appear there has been something of a misunderstanding here. I did not attempt to take the disc, as you put it. No, quite the reverse.
What are you trying to say?
It's really quite simple, you see. The disc was mine from the outset. Is there some crime in taking an item that you own out of pawn?
What?
It would seem, Mr. Graydon. And in this piece of evidence, my learned friend has established a link between yourself and the incident. Accordingly, you will tell the court everything you know about this disc, now.
I see. Drag it out as much as you like. Very well. As you wish. though I'm quite sure it has nothing whatsoever to do with the pawnbroker's murder.
This guy. I've never been to that pawnbroker in my life. I might have been to that pawnbroker in my life. Okay, I was there for this one thing, but not anything else.
I don't believe you, but okay, I believe you.
The disc.
There's a note on the disc saying, "For McGilded, but the item belongs to me."
Oh man, that's ironclad evidence right there. It's his, guys. It's his. Like he just said it. Like there is no argument.
You see this present
ironclad
that has this other person's names on it? It's actually for me.
Oh dang. Oh well, I'm sorry, hands are tied. He said it's for him.
See, Fanta, this present's actually for me. I know you said it for someone else, but it's not.
Hands are tied.
The redemption ticket was stolen from me by the accused, that filthy gutterling, on the day in question. I proceeded at once to the shop in order to explain my situation and redeem my article. In the end, of course, the disc was taken by the police. In other words, I had absolutely no reason to break into the shop later that same night.
Did I hear you correctly, sir? McGilded, you say? The famous London philanthropist?
Don't forget, I'm here forever.
The one that I watch burn in flames? Who perished in this very courtroom 2 months ago after being acquitted of a distinctly messy murder. Honestly,
Think I'm gone? I'm a ghost.
He haunts this courtroom to this very day.
It's true, that's right.
Yes, my lord, the one and the same.
Good lord, Mr. Graydon! Are you saying that Miss McGill and yourself were acquainted?
Yes, that's correct.
Rubble, 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 rubble.
Wait, if a fire happened in this courtroom, how did they make sure the courtroom didn't... I knew that we shouldn't have fire scales up there. Order? Well, I certainly didn't expect to hear that name uttered here in my courtroom again.
According to what Gina told us, this disc was placed in pawn on that fateful night 2 months ago. Placed in pawn. Saying in pawn is just... McGilded himself gave instructions to deposit it at Whitney Banks.
It's funny that Mr. Graydon here is claiming the disc belongs to him then, isn't it?
In all likelihood, he's lying. So he appeared that afternoon at Whitney Banks in order to get his hands on McGilded's disc for some reason.
In all likelihood, he's lying. No shit, Herlock. Counsel, ye will commence your cross-examination, please.
I think you mean no hit, Herlock.
Yeah, no hit, Herlock.
You know,
Okay, why does it belong to you?
I just want to press this because you're silly. Would you care to explain how this belongs to you?
As you will observe, a communications officer such as myself commands a fine salary.
What does that have to do with anything? You are certainly exquisitely dressed, sir. I'm surprised you don't have any dirt marks on that white coat of yours.
So you see, I have little need to make use of the services provided by the pawnbrokery trade. However, I did once find myself in difficulties having misplaced my purse whilst on an errand. Which is why I pawned my fine black overcoat to the broker in question.
The one that doesn't fit?
You
Well,
claim
the rest of the court doesn't know that, unfortunately.
you claim that was your overcoat.
Obviously, in my haste I clean forgot that the music box disc was in its pocket.
The other challenging thing to say, music box disc. Oh,
And yet there's a note on it that reads, "For McGilded."
I am a collector of rare and unusual music box music.
I'm sorry, is that a big market? Is there a lot of that?
Not really, that's why they're so rare.
You know what? Good point, actually.
I first met Mr. McGilded at a gentleman's club in the city, and was interested to discover that he shared my penchant in that area.
For music? Okay. So, the disc in question...
It's a pre-production sample.
I'm just picturing like these two, like him and McGilded sitting in a carriage, like, yeah, so you too collect Pokemon trading cards. Have I shown you my shiny Charizard?
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Gosh.
I promised to let Mr. McGilded hear it.
Then you forgot that it was in the pocket of the overcoat you were forced to pawn.
Yes, exactly.
Gina didn't mention any of that in her testimony 2 months ago, did she?
No, because McGilded had threatened her to keep her mouth shut. Which means that if we dig too deeply here... Or...
An explosion's gonna happen.
Apparently, what was that?
Gina pulled out her gun.
It's going to expose Gina's perjury.
Oh dear. This is complicated, isn't it?
Let's leave it alone for the time being. Yeah, let's leave it alone. Definitely not gonna come back and bite us in a moment.
I'm not sure about pressing that.
Well, that actually happened.
Yeah, these two. Well, this is a lie. But,
it wasn't stolen, but if we press that, that's going to lead to the perjury, I feel. Was it taken by the police? Let's just make sure.
Well, hang on.
Huh?
If it was... Oh, no, you're right. They gave it back to us.
The disc was taken. The overcoat was given back to,
But then how did we
Gina.
get the disc with blood on it?
Baroque has it. Remember, you know how the police and the prosecution work together, right?
Right. Okay,
So
okay.
he had it, it was already on the evidence list or whatever. Yes, it was taken by Inspector Gregson here, wasn't it?
That's right. This was the very man. Apparently, the police are collecting anything that has a connection to Mr. McGilded as evidence.
Okay, you are a little fidgety today, Gregson.
I just haven't got a lot of sleep, that's all.
You're looking a little sussy, Gregson. What's going on
right?
over there?
Is something wrong, Inspector?
What do you mean?
The last remark Mr. Graydon made in his testimony seems to trouble you in some way.
No, it didn't. There's nothing. Leave it alone.
Let me ask you this, Inspector. Why is Scotland Yard gathering McGilded's possessions?
I can't tell you something like that, Sunshine.
What is it, Inspector? Investigative secrets?
Yes, exactly. You should know all about that.
Magnus McGilded, who died so unexpectedly after his trial 2 months ago. A man renowned throughout the capital for his great contributions to public life. Yet he had a dark side, too.
Where are you going with this, Van Zeeks?
Get into that.
I know, but that's why I wanted to find out.
I suppose the police are dealing with the aftermath of his nefarious activities, are they?
That's enough! Coppers like me have duties to carry out that we're not at liberty to talk about. That's all you need to know.
Duties conferred by Lord Strongheart, I presume. The Lord Chief Justice appears to have a great faith in you, Inspector.
The bottom line is, if you want to go get more out of me, they're going to need long, strong... Long. You're gonna need Long. You're gonna need Long Strongheart. Yep, that's his name.
Long man, got it.
Long man.
Lord Dracula. Lord Dracula. You're gonna need Lord Dracula's approval.
You're going to need Lone Strongheart's paw prints first.
Wait, why paw print?
I know, right?
I don't know. I
That's
didn't
a
even see that
choice.
part of the line until I started rereading it again.
I'm sorry, I wasn't aware Lord Strongheart was a bear. I believe this is new information.
Well, if he's Lord Dracula, like you say he is, then that means he can turn into a bat, in which case he would have bat paw prints.
You know, come to think of it, his son Alucard can actually transform into a wolf, so...
Oh.
Technically
Dracula
speaking,
may be
vampires
used.
can turn into any animal they wish. They just choose bats.
Thank
is
you.
true.
Thank
Look
you.
it up.
Thank you for these Dracula facts. What's all this about?
It's about Lord Dracula. We're not paying attention.
It's like there's something going on between Gregson and Lord Van Zeeks here.
Did I stutter, my Nipponese friend?
Well, it would appear that the inspector has revealed all he is at liberty to reveal. And also, I don't know what the hell we're talking about with Dracula here. Is that someone famous I should know about? Mr. Graydon, let us return to your testimony.
Okay, I know that's been a while. My memory is still kind of there, but I think we got to present something. As soon as Final reads this.
Sorry, I was eating a chip again.
Oh, that's fair.
Gladly, my lord.
This statement coming up, I believe. He says he had no reason to be into the shop, but, we know there was a second ticket for the box. This ticket here. I think this was another McGilded piece of item that was never
Redemption
retrieved.
deadline, 9 p.m.
Yeah, so he never got this ticket. He only got the ticket for the coat, but he never got the box, and that's still connected to McGilded technically, so that would probably be his reason for going back in, yes?
Makes sense to me.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, let's try it.
We have 5 chances anyways.
This disc was deposited at Windy Banks on Magnus McGilded's instructions. You knew that, and you went there with the intention of obtaining it for yourself.
Objection!
Conjecture again. And in any case, the disc was taken into custody by the police that afternoon. The witness had no reason to visit the pawnbrokery again that night.
Objection!
I can hear
Stop
my
that.
controller vibrating in the corner. Sorry, my learned friend, but that's
Oh,
not true.
Oh, you gotta be like that, huh? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I can do it too, okay?
Oh, I see.
Oh, look at him, that Zix. He's using the same line that you use.
Oh, I'ma get him. I'ma get him. What?
Mr. McGilded had another article in pawn at Windy Banks. As this second pawnbroker's ticket proves.
Ugh.
Gotcha. There were 2 articles belonging to Mr. McGilded in Windy Banks Pawnbrokery. And the reason you broke into the shop that night was to recover the second one. Together with your 2 accomplices, the Skokin brothers.
Ugh.
Reading, very easy in your head. Reading aloud. Oops.
Right?
This is the second ticket, is it?
What had the man deposited?
The article description reads, 1 small box.
A rather vague description, it seems to me.
Are you suggesting that I broke into the pawnbrokery with these clowns in order to steal some trinket box?
I believe there are adequate grounds to suspect that you did.
This is absurd.
You're an ace attorney game. Everything's absurd.
Why on earth would I do such a thing? Once the article has been forfeited, I could simply walk into the shop and purchase it.
Look at anyone else.
There would be absolutely no need for me to resort to theft.
That's a good point.
So could anyone else? What do you mean that's a good point?
Yeah, the rich can't steal at all.
KV, are you being attacked by your doggos?
I see.
Yes.
I think the judge is dead. Oh, never mind.
No. Indeed, the witness makes a solid argument. Don't you agree, bailiff?
The judge has brought his dogs today to work, okay?
So that means that for some reason, this Graydon fellow needed the small box that very night, does it?
Well, it's probably a music box if we're looking at a music box disc, so we need a music box to play it in, right?
It's time to put an end to this nonsense, my lord.
To be a little less cryptic, Lord Van Zeeks.
No.
Okay, well, court adjourns.
I do hate to ruin my learned friend's argument, but the truth is quite incontrovertible. On the night in question, no small box was taken from Windy Bank's pawnbrokery.
Oh.
And rest assured, the prosecution can prove it.
What?
Gracious!
I mean, we don't necessarily have to prove that the box was stolen. We just have to prove that there was intent to break in. Just because the thief didn't succeed doesn't mean that they didn't have a motive to break in.
Yeah, I thought this was still the murder case of Mr. Hatch. Okay, anyway.
Inspector, show the photographic prints to the court, if you please.
Mr. Hatch? Who's Mr. Hatch?
Oh, Mr. Winnipeg, sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was like...
I keep thinking of his Japanese name, sorry.
I was like, we're
what
talking
prints?
about JoJo character here?
No!
These prints were taken from one of the detective's security cameras.
I mean, I say it's Japanese name, but technically it still sounds English, so...
It's still English with the name that was used in the Japanese version of the game. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was a play on the number 8, but hey.
Also, I don't know why I said JoJo character. I
know.
think my mind was thinking Thatch, who is a character in One Piece that got murdered, and I was like, wait, why is this
so
here?
we went from JoJo. Somehow we got JoJo when you were thinking of One Piece. Okay.
Yes.
Hurley's red-handed recorders again.
As previously examined using this plan of the shop layout, which I will proceed to show again to the court until morale improves. The victim's establishment was furnished with automatic cameras in 2 locations. One was set to capture the counter where Mr. Windybank received his customers, and the other was set to capture the shelves on which articles were placed for sale once forfeited.
I love how the cameras are only pointing on one side, though. Like, isn't there artifacts on the other wall, too, or no?
No, he just used that other wall for
The other wall-
posters up.
The other wall is where the audience is sitting to watch the play. Like, come on.
According to the information on this ticket, McGillen's small box had been forfeited already. 2 days before the incident, at 9 p.m. on 13th April to be precise. Which means it would have been on the shelves of forfeited items in the shop front. Now, what I have here is a print taken by one of the cameras about 2 hours before the incident. That's 11 p.m. on the 15th of April. The victim certainly had a very full shop, it would appear. And then we'll have another print. This one was taken about 2 hours after the incident. I see. So we have 2 pictures to compare.
Oh no, you know
Show
what that
number 3,
means.
your expertise, please.
Alright, time to play the game of spot the difference.
Though I must say that placing them side by side leaves me cold.
I'm gonna leave.
Partially because it was late at night.
I'll leave it up if you guys want to see, because like.
Yeah, I'm actually going through the whole thing right now.
Oh, this one's a toughie.
I see one difference already.
Do you? Where?
It's very hard to make out, but on the bottom shelf in the bottom right, there's like a pot or something. It's been slightly moved.
Oh, I
Oh,
see
yeah, it has.
I see it now.
That's the only thing so far.
I'll give it a couple more seconds and then I'm gonna move
Yeah,
on.
wait, no.
Hey, the
Yeah,
thinker's
that's the only
there.
one I could feel.
Oh my god!
So
No!
what happened?
No, the thinker is there.
Did you know that my ancestors used to live in London, Nick?
Stop! Stop! Get out! Larry, leave!
All right.
Yeah, that's the only difference I can find right now.
Yeah, same.
Dear me, that's starting to make my head ache. Obviously, at Scotland Yard, we consider theft as one possible motive in this case. We explore the possibility that something had been taken in addition to the victim's life. So your men have already compared these two prints thoroughly, Inspector? Yes, sir!
Have they, though?
We counted every single item in each of these two photographic prints. And the Yard's conclusion is that exactly the same number are present in both. It's thundering outside.
In other words, nothing was taken from the pawnbrokery on the night in question.
But something was moved.
And my learned friend's assertion is nothing more than a hopeful fantasy.
Ah! I don't believe it. If
You
I-
don't even need to stop to just get throwing your back at the pill there. It's not good for your health.
He's just trying to straighten his back. So this
Yeah,
is just his way of doing it.
Yes, I'm not quite sure why they do that. Maybe it's a Nipponese thing. I don't know.
If I could just shown that he's stolen McGilded's pawned box. Oh my god, this man.
Okay, you please stop that. This is a
I
cult.
might
Never.
have been able to break him down at last.
You know what, Bruno? I've been thinking. I wonder if these two photographs really are exactly the same.
What?
So, counsel, in light of the evidence put forward by the prosecution, what is your position? It seems that, in fact, on the night in question, nothing was stolen from the victim's establishment. Do you accept the prosecution's assertion?
No, actually. I don't know. Could there be some hidden discrepancy in these two photographic prints somewhere? You know, I'm gonna answer that in the next video because we're out of time. So we're just gonna leave you guys hanging. Well, actually, no, we know. We're just not gonna answer it right now because I'm out of time.
Is there a discrepancy between these pictures? Do we know what we're talking about? Find out next time
Oh,
on I
no.
don't know what we're doing.
Oh no, this
We're
is...
staring long
Wait.
and hard at these photos.
Okay, well...
No, you stop that.
The discrepancies, Nick!
I need you, every single one of you to leave. There's only one narrator here, and it is me.
How is Larry even here?
It's Time Machine, he isn't the thinker!
Okay, you know what? Get out.